Hey guys, it's Julia, and me and my friends are first-time voters, so I had a couple questions for the candidates. I just wanted to get to know them and see what I'm actually voting for, so I got to meet some of them today. So come on in and check it out. Do you have a nickname?
Well, if you know me from the band, my name is Chuck. If you know me from Cobalt, which I wasn't born, I was born in Timmins, but I live in Cobalt, everyone calls me Chuck. So people who call me Chuck tend to know me from having played music with me or living in Cobalt. So that's the nickname I have.
Okay, and what is your favorite type of social media?
My favorite type of social media, ironically, I spend a lot of time on Facebook, even though I've launched international investigations into Facebook's continual breach of people's privacy. What I like about Facebook is that you're actually dealing with communities and real people. I don't have much time for Twitter. I think Twitter is really debased public conversation. We have a pretty cool Instagram account that doesn't do much for me, but my staff love it. So, but I'm very engaged in talking to people through Facebook, and I do a music post every single morning. I pick a song of the day, sometimes a song theme. So I do politics, I do cultural issues, I post articles, and I converse with people.
All right, and your favorite color?
Oh, my favorite color. I don't know if I have a favorite color. I don't know. I'm wearing blue today, but so there you go.
I'm surprised it's not orange.
Well, orange is a bright color, but you know what the amazing thing is that right now we have so much momentum that even the leaves are turning orange.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. You're right. Okay, so favorite past prime minister, if you have one.
Favorite past prime minister? Well, my favorite past prime minister is the one we never had, was Jack Layton, because Jack Layton, if he hadn't died, would have been prime minister, and Jack Layton inspired me to get involved in politics. I didn't even own a suit when I started to talk to Jack Layton, but I saw that guy, and he had such a passion and integrity for politics. I thought I could do politics. If I could do politics like him, then it would be worth getting involved, and that's why I got involved in politics.
All right. And then when you were younger, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, I still haven't decided what I want to be when I grow up, so it's an open-ended question. I always say I went to punk rock university. I left school when I was 17 to play in a band. I toured many years with a band, and that was an amazing life experience for me. I still play music. I've worked as a journalist. I'm an author of 7 published books. I'm just finishing my 8th book now. We're working on a potential Netflix series, a Netflix series about the North. And I've been a carpenter. I've been a chimney sweep. I've been a land negotiator for the First Nations. So to me, life's been an adventure, and I bring all that experience with me to my work in Parliament. But music remains at the heart and soul of my love.
Awesome. And then, you've been in Parliament for a while, so what is your favorite or most, coolest room you've been in at Parliament Hill?
What's the coolest room? Well, just walking in the chamber. The house is now, the old House of Commons is closed. It's going to be closed for 10 years for renovations. But walking in that place where, where Canada declared war, where all the great debates have occurred, it's always an honor to be in that chamber. The new Parliament buildings are really nice. They're very modern, but it's not the same as carrying that kind of history that having been there when the War Measures Act was brought in, and when they were making the decisions about what to do during the Depression. It's you're there with history when you're in that building.
Okay, some a little bit heavier of questions. Do you think the voting age should be lower to, say, maybe 16?
I absolutely support dropping the voting age to 16. I think that we need to engage young people, and I feel, especially in the North, when it comes time for young people getting their first opportunity to vote, many are off at college and university and they don't have their ID, they've just moved. So if you don't vote that first time, you may not end up voting. I think that young people, given the crisis of the planet, given the failure of the older generation to speak up on climate change, I put my hope in the younger generation, and I would support voting at 16.
And what is your plan for young people?
We need to deal with the potential of catastrophic climate change. The fact that young people are blocking bridges in the major cities, that they're walking out of schools because they believe that their parents' generation, the business class and political leaders, have condemned them to a future of a precarious planet and precarious work, is not acceptable. So we need to take on the climate crisis immediately and get serious about this and not just talk. But also, I'm looking at, when I was younger, young people could go to university and pay for it with a summer job. Now you come out with $40,000 to $100,000 worth of debt. We have to end the massive levels of debt on students. And also, my generation thought we'd grow up with pensions and we'd have benefits, and everyone's got the so-called gig economy, the shitty contract work and freelance. We need to actually start changing the labor laws because it's favoring the 1%, it's favoring the billionaire class, and young people are getting screwed over. So let's give young people a break with better guarantees of work. Let's give them a break on student loans, and let's work with them and their incredible energy to start dealing with the climate crisis.
And then for young people specifically in the Timmins and James Bay area, do you have a plan for them or anything specific?
One of the things that we see that in the Timmins James Bay region is we have so many young people who have to go to south to go to school, and again, because they're locked down in student debt, very many of them don't come home. So if we end the interest on student loans, that's going to take a lot of pressure off. But also, we want to start making sure that we have programs in place so that if you get educated and you want to come back north, we can get placement programs so that you can come home. And that, to me, is a really important thing, to be able to have programs in place, and it's something the New Democratic Party is very strong on, to put those programs in place so that young people can stay here.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I was talking to one of my friends, and she's kind of in that predicament right now. She's looking to do a co-op in Timmins because she wants to come home to her family, but there's just not a placement that suits her, so she's looking elsewhere, but she wants to come back home. So I 100% agree. And last thing is just advice for first-time voters, just in general, anything general.
Voting matters. Voting really matters because, when I was younger, I thought, all politicians are the same. It's just a monkey show down there. And yeah, some days what happens down in Ottawa is not our proudest moments. But democracy is a messy thing. And if you don't engage in democracy, what do you get? You get the Donald Trumps, you get the Doug Fords. And we deserve better than that, and our planet deserves better than that. So I encourage people to vote. I encourage people to contact me on Facebook if they have questions. I got involved in politics to make a difference. I got involved in politics to stop environmentally destructive projects in the north, to work to better our communities, and because I believe in people. And my political motto is, I freaking hate politics. I freaking hate politics, but I love people, and you need people in Ottawa who have your back, who don't just spout the party line.
All right, thank you very much. That was very informative, I think, for first-time voters. So thank you.